significance of this legacy, like probably around 15. I want to say 15 when it really set in, like when my grandma sat me down, talked to me. Like,
Diddy told her he was going to Biggie. She knew it was going to happen. She was purposefully not by her husband's side.
Biggie's son, CJ Wallace, has caused a stir with some unexpected comments that are making people question his mom, Faith Evans, and her long history with Diddy. It seems CJ has been suggesting that Faith might have had a shady part to play in what happened to Biggie, and maybe Diddy too. He's reportedly not convinced Diddy was fully innocent in the whole situation. CJ usually keeps quiet and stays away from the spotlight, but those close to him say he's never truly believed the official story about his dad's death. He's had doubts for a long time, especially when it comes to Diddy, feeling like Biggie was surrounded by people who weren't really loyal, even some within his inner circle. Things took an even stranger turn with Stevie J. When Faith married him out of nowhere in 2018, CJ was completely caught off guard. He didn't get a heads up. He found out through social media just like everyone else. And to make it weirder, Stevie J is actually CJ's godfather. But that's not all. Stevie J wasn't just any music producer. He was close to Diddy in the 90s and played a big role in shaping the bad boy sound. There have been quiet rumors for a while that Stevie had a hidden lifestyle. Some say he was seen at Diddy's exclusive parties, the ones people whisper about. Even when Diddy's legal troubles started, Stevie stayed close. When federal agents searched Diddy's home this past March, Stevie was reportedly living in one of his properties. Now, everything seems tangled in secrecy, shifting alliances, and a lot of unanswered questions. CJ has finally decided to speak his mind, and he's made it clear he feels betrayed, even by his own mom.
Such a history with Diddy who's being honored. What is a moment that you look back from in the past and you're like, man, if you could have told us then we'd be at business party, you was gonna be honored, like we would have been shook.
Faith Evans marrying someone from Diddy's inner circle didn't sit well with CJ. When he talks about Biggie being betrayed by people close to him, it sounds like he's throwing shade at specific people, just without saying their names. But fans are already putting the pieces together. That's just scratching the surface. CJ has also found himself at the center of online gossip. For years, people have speculated about his sexuality, with some suggesting that being around Diddy and Stevie J may have played a role in his personal issues. It's all rumors, but that hasn't stopped people from spreading them. One big question keeps coming up. Did Faith really want to marry Stevie J? Some believe she was pushed into it as part of a larger effort to keep her quiet. There's been talk that Diddy may have had a hand in it, trying to make sure Faith wouldn't talk about what really happened to Biggie. Some even think she was being blackmailed, or maybe she was involved on both sides all along. Things have only gotten more strained with CJ lately. People close to him say he's been pulling away from Faith. The distance reportedly started growing again once the old rumors about Biggie's case started circulating.
Yeah, Little Big, Little Diddy, CJ, Christian, Little Diddy. We just out here doing.
There's more and more talk now that Faith might have known a lot more about what happened to Biggie than she ever admitted. Her silence is starting to raise eyebrows, and people online aren't ignoring it anymore. Some believe she had a much deeper connection to Diddy than anyone thought. It's being said she knew that night wasn't just some random tragedy. Biggie didn't even want to be in LA. After Pac's death, he felt like things were getting dangerous, but he still went, and never made it back. What's making people talk even more is the claim that Diddy kept urging Biggie to go to LA, even though Biggie wasn't sure about it. Jaguar Wright even said that Diddy told Faith directly that Biggie wasn't coming home. That's not just odd, it's chilling. Faith's years-long bond with Diddy, then her sudden marriage to Stevie J, who was also close to Diddy, makes the whole situation even harder to ignore. And even with all the serious accusations against Diddy now, Faith hasn't said one word against him. Her silence is starting to feel like it means something. Fans have picked up on the tension too. CJ hasn't shared anything about Faith in a long time. No birthday messages, no throwback photos, nothing at all. The little he does post about her feels distant, almost like he's keeping space on purpose. And there's more. Stevie J's name came up again when Jaguar Wright spoke out. She had something to say about him specifically.
Dogs are kind of said some mean things about your son and tried to say that he was gay. How do you feel about that? Because I think it's rude, and people just insensitive in these blogs just talk so about it. Do you have any response to that?
No, I don't really feel a way about it. We know where he is. If he was, I would support him and love him.
Faith Evans surprised everyone when she secretly married Stevie J in Las Vegas. No announcements, no heads up to family or friends. TMZ broke the story, and even their own kids had no idea. At the time, Faith was supposed to be in LA getting ready for a trip to London, and Stevie was filming Love and Hip Hop in Atlanta. Then, suddenly, they were husband and wife. Biggie's son CJ, who also happens to be Stevie's godson, was reportedly furious. Sources said Stevie rushed the whole thing before anyone had a chance to stop it, and some even called it manipulative. It reminded people of the kind of control Diddy was known for. The marriage raised a lot of questions, especially with long-standing rumors about Stevie's sexuality. Around that same time, the feds hit Diddy with a serious indictment, and Stevie publicly defended him on TMZ, claiming nothing shady was going on. He even called out 50 Cent for going after Diddy, which had people wondering, was this real loyalty or part of a bigger effort to protect someone? Fans also started to question just how much say Diddy and Stevie might have had in CJ Wallace's life.
I know my father is looking down on all of us tonight, in all of this love and support. My sister and I will continue to carry on his name with tremendous pride and live my life by his words.
People began to wonder what was really happening behind closed doors. In 1994, the same year Faith signed with Bad Boy, she met Biggie at a photo shoot. Just a few weeks later, they got married, and the suddenness of it caught everyone off guard. During that time, Faith was staying busy in the studio. She was doing background vocals and helping write songs on Mary J. Blige's My Life album, while also working on Usher's debut. On top of all that, she was focused on her own music. By August 1995, her first album came out, and it was a hit. Tracks like You Used to Love Me and Soon as I Get Home were popular, and the album ended up selling 1.5 million copies, reaching platinum status. But by 1996, even though she and Biggie had their son, CJ Wallace, their relationship was falling apart. Biggie was out doing his own thing, seeing other women, including Lil' Kim, and if the rumors are true, Faith wasn't exactly staying faithful either.
Different Faith life, her whole life look, career look. Diddy told her he was gonna kill Biggie. She knew it was gonna happen. She was purposefully not by her husband's side that night. It happened, and she was told she had to lie.
Faith clapped back by getting involved with Tupac, which threw her straight into the middle of the intense East Coast versus West Coast conflict. That choice shifted everything, and we all know how tragic it became. Both Tupac and Biggie lost their lives way too young, and the real story behind it still hasn't been revealed. Tupac was shot on September 7, 1996, during a drive-by in Las Vegas. Then, just 6 months later, on March 9, 1997, Biggie was killed in Los Angeles.
Some of his associates, I still on his track.
In a New York Times interview, Faith Evans spoke about how much control Diddy had during the Bad Boy days. She mentioned that he used to walk her to the tanning salon all the time, telling her she had to look glamorous every moment. Not like a manager, but more like someone trying to control everything. What really caught attention, though, was how quickly Diddy pressured her to sing I'll Be Missing You right after Biggie's funeral. Faith was still deep in grief, but Diddy kept pushing. She remembered him saying, "You ain't about to fuck up my thing," when she didn't want to do anything. People had already started to question Diddy's intentions, especially because he allegedly pushed Biggie to head to LA, even though things were tense after Tupac's death. Former Bad Boy executive Kirk Burroughs claimed Biggie was actually supposed to go to London, but Diddy convinced him to stay in LA. Biggie's mother, Valletta Wallace, shared her doubts as well. In her memoir, she wrote, "I told Christopher not to trust Sean." And in a 2020 interview, she admitted that she still wishes she could strangle some people who were close to her son. Even with those quiet concerns, Faith never completely walked away from Diddy. She continued to work with him and even spoke positively about him in public from time to time. Then, out of nowhere, in 2018, she married Stevie J.
Whatever someone does in their bedroom, that's what they do. I don't got nothing to do with that. I'm just here to say that I've never seen my man doing anything foul like they talking about. And then it's like with guys like 50, you know what I'm saying? Like Uncle Tom, cats like that. I just look at it as, he wants to bring the black community down worse.
Faith and Stevie's relationship always seemed strange, just like her connection with Biggie never really added up. Even Faith admitted in her book that her relationship with Biggie wasn't stable and that he was supposedly cheating throughout their time together. Jaguar Wright took things a step further, saying Faith was basically used by Diddy to get close to both Pac and Biggie, only for both to end up dead while Diddy continued to benefit from Biggie's name. It's a heavy claim, but when you connect the dots, it's hard not to wonder. Here's something not many people know. Faith actually moved to LA in 1993 and began singing backup for R&B singer Al B. Sure. So she already had strong music industry ties well before everything went down. Shortly after arriving in LA, she got noticed by Diddy. He brought her into the studio to record background vocals, and after just one session, he signed her right away. Faith went on to become the first woman signed to Bad Boy Records. But from the moment that happened, people have been side-eyeing the whole situation.
Been in LA for a while, but I'm back. Chilling, kicking with the homies. Josh, bro.
It's Josh, brother.
Right back.
It's Lil D-Rock. It's Lil B.
Rudess.
Yeah. Yeah, but we having a good time, man. Look out for these kids, watch them on the rise. We just on the check-in, you know what I'm saying? I just want to show y'all how we doing it.
Why did Faith keep Diddy so close to CJ after Biggie's death, especially now that so much has come out about Diddy's actions behind the scenes? He stepped in like a father figure, but Faith stayed in that same circle the whole time. She had to have heard things, right? Even when she and Diddy weren't on great terms, CJ still spent time around him. Now, people are starting to ask, was Faith really looking out for her son? Or was she keeping herself connected to power to protect her own career? And those old rumors haven't gone away. Some still believe she may have known something about what was coming before Biggie was killed. Could that actually be true? Allegedly, of course. Was she just trying to survive in a ruthless industry? Or was she involved in something much deeper? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And if you're into uncovering the real stories behind hip-hop's darker corners, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Hit the bell. This story is far from finished.